Hey guys, how are you? I know it's been a while since I've done a day in the life of being a medical administrative assistant. Today I showed you guys a little bit about how I how I work on a daily basis. So I really can't show you guys too much thing. You guys already know I could only show you guys limited things. But today was a regular day. It was a typical Monday. I get to work around 8 o'clock. I work from 8 to 4:30. What I normally do when I come in the mornings, I check voicemails, and then I prioritize messages that need to go right away or messages that could wait till I check the schedule for the day. So today, my provider happened to be doing surgery, so she did not have a clinic, but I still went ahead and prepared for the next 2 months. And it's something that you do when you're a secretary. You're always going back and forth on the schedule, making sure that there's no extra add-ons, making sure for the things that the patient are scheduled is something that she's specialty in. One of the biggest obstacles that I run into, and which is frustrated for my provider, a lot of times, sometimes I will do it, and sometimes we have a department called patient access. So patient access is basically like a patient liaison. So they basically book appointments. It could be setting rides. It could be checking insurance verification. They do a lot of stuff for the patient. They're kind of like the middle person. Sometimes they will book appointments. And they might miss book appointments, and we all make mistakes. I make mistakes, the provider make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect, but we still are responsible to make sure we catch that error, because what happens is the patient will come in for an appointment, and we all know we're all patients, right? When you ask for time off from work, you get that time approved. You might have to drive maybe an hour. Some people, it could be 2 hours away to get to an appointment. Not one thing that is very frustrated is getting to the appointment and to be told the appointment's been canceled because the provider does not specialize in your specialty, or to come in and to be referred to another provider. Now, you just took a whole time off expecting to, get treatment or get help or whatever's going on. So it does create a little bit frustration for both the patient and the provider, because the patient comes in, they still have to pay the copay and everything, but then they're referred to someone else because they don't specialize. So it's like a chain reaction, right? It starts with the first person which answers the phone, and that could be either me, it could be patient access, and then from there we schedule the patient. But if the patient is already misbooked from the time we answer the phone and then we make the appointment, by the time the patient comes in, it's already too late, right? So on how I multitask on a daily basis is making sure I hit the things that are high priority. So high priority are voicemails that were left from the night before, right? And it could be they want medication, they're anxious about a CT scan, they want to get the CT scan done, different hospital. Those are all high priority. Another thing that could be high priority is sometimes when we're working, we get urgent calls from radiology. So now, and these are usually when patients will go in, maybe they might see a different specialty. Like they could have went for orthopedics and maybe they wanted to do, like maybe they had a shoulder pain, but the x-ray, the MRI had shown part of their chest and they found a mass, okay? So then they have to call us and let us know that they don't tell us what it is, but this is the scenarios that we were told it could be. They just said there's been a critical finding. They don't usually tell us what it is. It's not even data. It's not even known in the patient's chart until the provider opens that email. And once they open the email, the information is released, and then that usually a day or two, once radiology knows the provider had opened the email, they will upload the report on the software that we use, which is Epic. If you guys are in the hospital, you know Epic is the top system that's used throughout most hospitals. Some hospitals don't use it, but most hospitals use Epic. And Epic is just it's just a software where there is clinical information, where you're able to make appointments, cancel appointment, a whole bunch of stuff. You don't really there's a whole bunch of different parts of Epic. So every hospital has their own version or updated version of Epic, right? So once that's done, now the only way the provider will get an email, but our providers, just like you guys know, if you work as an admin, they're bombarded with emails. So, they kind of have to filter in like what's urgent, what's not. So it is my role as the admin to let the provider know, hey, I just got a message from radiology. They just found an unexpected finding. They need you to look at this so that way you could help the patient. So we will set that message to the provider, and then the provider will say thank you, and then they'll follow up with the patient. So this job, I'm going to say it's very crucial for you to prioritize. You're never, even our manager, she always says this to us, you're never going to get everything done. If you think you're going to get everything done, then you're probably not doing what you need to do. There are so many things that have to be done in a day. And I know a lot of people, some people don't really think medical assistants or medical administrative assistants do any work. They just see us behind the desks, maybe sipping some coffee or iced latte. I don't know what Ahmed does that, but if you guys know, let me know, because maybe I'm in the wrong job, right? I would love to sit there for 8 hours and sip my latte. I'm working like it's a sweatshop at my job. Every single day I go in, calls. I might get up from my seat, which is good for me, maybe 5 to 15 times to give orders that need to be signed. I have to fax them. I walk to the mail room. I'm always going back and forth. I think I only sit in my chair maybe the first 2 to 3 hours of my shift, but between when I have 5 hours left, I'm either going to the bathroom or bringing notes or taking orders or picking things up in the mailroom. So there's a lot of moving parts. Do I love my job? Absolutely. I wouldn't do a YouTube channel, on what I do if I didn't love my job. I love my job. Um, my job, it's not easy because anytime you're dealing with people, and that is general, that is the provider, that's the patient, that's your coworker, that's other medical staff, it does make it challenging. Understand this, you are always going to walk into a situation where you have a choice, two choices. Either you take that situation, you handle it in a professional manner, or you handle it in the way you think it should be handled, which could be unprofessional. I could tell you guys from my experience, and maybe I should do a video and talk about work. I should do a video and talk about the atmosphere at work, and I will do that video pretty soon. But I could tell you guys from experience, when I started working in this field from 2010, now we're up to 2025, it was very hard for me. Um, I did not know how to prioritize because I would be stuck on one thing, and that one thing turned into a multiple of things. But as you gain more experience in different departments, some of them are difficult, some of them are easier. I work in pulmonology with critical care. It is not an easy department because you're dealing with the lungs, and then there's also a small part that deals with um, cardiology, and then there's also another part that deals with hypertension. And then there's another whole part that deals with emphysema. So that's a whole. There's like, it's like one clinic, but it's divided into multiple sections. And even though your doctor does not specialize in that section, but you still have to know what the provider specializes in, because if that patient calls thinking your doctor specializes in a specialty that they don't, you need to guide them to the correct provider. What I would say for you guys to how to multitask is this: always start with the highest task. So that could be, maybe you're working on a prior authorization. Maybe you're working on getting a patient in for a PET scan, but maybe the last 2, 3 days, the insurance is not covering it, but you still have to call to see where the patient's in. You just have to figure out what is high priority. It could be medication. We have a lot of patients who are on CPAP, they call them DMEs and things like that. So, or oxygen, those patients, they can't wait. Anybody who needs oxygen, we all know, we take it for granted, it's free, but for some people they have to pay. So that would be a priority order if you were working in pulmonology. The advice I'm going to give you guys is this: every single day when you walk into work, make sure you walk into work with grace. I'm a woman of faith. I always pray before I go to work because it just basically set the tone. I was watching a YouTuber the other day, and she did say something that I want to share with you guys because I think this will be very helpful, especially if you guys are watching this video because you want to know how to multitask at your admin job. What she said is, organization starts the night before. So if today, which is Monday, but you guys will get this video on Wednesday. So let's say Tuesday night is when the organization starts. What I'm going to do is she picked out her outfit for the next day. So that's what I'm going to do. Pick up my outfit. I always make my bed when I come home from work. It just sets the tone. I get my PJs ready. I get my son's clothes ready. I get everything ready. So then when I wake up in the morning, I already know what I have to wear. I don't have to go out in the battlefield in my closet looking for a sweater, looking for pants. It's a hot mess right now, but we are going to work on the closet one day. I don't have to do that because everything is already laid out for me. And then she talked about preparing your lunch for the next day. And then she talked about just having time for yourself. Do you know, this morning, I thought about making this video for you guys. I woke up around 7 o'clock. I took a shower. I left my house at 7:30. Now, I don't work too far from where I live. My car was on E, okay? And I knew I had only about a couple of miles to get to the next gas station. I had a gift card from my in-laws. They were very nice people. It was a $50 gift card. I was very happy. I have a little Toyota, so it doesn't need a lot of gas. But because I was able to prep myself, and multitask does not just work around your job, it also goes into your personal life as well. Because I was able to prepare myself for the night before, I got my clothes ready, I packed my lunch. All I had to do this morning, it was a nice day, it wasn't too cold, so I didn't have to heat up the car too long. I started the car, I let it run for maybe a couple of minutes. I went back in my house, I got my stuff. Because I left home early, I was able to put gas in my car. I didn't have to rush to the gas station like I was running for something. I took my time. I got to work. I got to work at exactly 8 o'clock. But when I got to work, I didn't feel anxious. I didn't feel stressed because I was on time and I got everything done. So before I end this video, I want to say to you guys, multitask starts from the night before. From the night before you start your shift. Get your stuff in order, your clothes, your lunch. If you have kids, get their stuff ready. And don't worry about the house. If the house is a mess, save that for the next day. So if it's 7 o'clock at nighttime, you're not going to have time to maybe clean your whole first floor or clean your room because you have to go to bed. You have to wake up the next day. What is the top priority? Top priority is getting yourself ready for the next day. So your clothes, your lunch, get your kids' stuff ready, say your prayers, and then every single day when you come home, pick one area of the home that you want to clean, whether it's your kitchen, your bathroom, your bedroom, your office, maybe anything, your kids' area. Do that. And then you will find peace, inner peace within yourself, because now you're more organized and you're more prepared to accomplish the day. Guys, I really hope you like this video. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Share this with your friend if you found my tips helpful. I have so many more videos because I worked in this field for a lifetime. I mean, I could write you guys, I could write a whole novel of my experience as an admin. I hope to see you guys next time, and God bless. Bye-bye, guys.